Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Mixed Text and Politics. The Target situation gets more interesting. Check this out from Fox News. Target marketing VP holds senior position at organization pushing secretive transgender policies in K through 12 schools. This is nuts. It says a Target Corporation senior executive in the marketing department maintains a position with a controversial K through 12 advocacy organization called GLSEN. Target's Pride Month partner, which focused on integrating gender ideology at all levels from K through 12 schools, from curriculum to district policy. His name is Carlos Saavedra, is a vice president in brand marketing at Target and a treasurer at GLSCN. They focus on getting districts to adopt policies that will keep parents in the dark on their child's in-school gender transition, providing sexually explicit books to schools for free, and integrating gender ideology at all levels of curriculum in public schools. So it says GLSEN leads the movement in creating affirming and anti-racist spaces for LGBTQIA plus students. This is nuts. I lose my breath saying that. We are proud of 10 plus years of collaboration with GLSCN and continue to support their mission, Target said. The retail giant provides annual donations to the organization, which has amounted to at least $2.1 million. So here's the gentleman right here, Carlos Saavedra, VP Brand of Marketing at Target. He's also on the board of directors. There he is. This is crazy right here. As part of this mission, they call for gender ideology to be integrated into all classes, even math. It provides educators, instructions on how they can make math more inclusive of trans and non-binary identities by including they them pronouns in word problems. Oh man. When I was in elementary school, this was not even thought of. I remember the word gay being used like as a joke. Ah, you're gay. Now you're gay. It was kind of just you kind of have, it didn't mean anything. It was just kind of just a dumb name kids call each other when they're having fun. But nobody actually really knew what this meant. And there was no teaching of this nonsense in school. They never pushed this in elementary school, middle school, or high school. All right. This is where it gets really sick right here. Its policy for districts said the local education agency shall ensure that all personally identifiable and medical information relating to transgender and non-binary students is kept confidential. The policy continued, staff or educators shall not disclose any information that may reveal a student's gender identity to others, including parents or guardian. This disclosure must be discussed with the student prior to any action. They also provide books to full-time school employees for free, including some of which contain sexually explicit content. So I checked out the website of this company, and I see that there's a section that I found where they do recommend certain books to teachers if they want to put them in their classrooms or in the library. There is a list of a few books, and they're pushing this ideology, and they're wanting to give it to kids. Now, I went to the website itself to confirm this, that it actually has this in their policy about keeping things confidential. It says the local education agency shall ensure that all personally identifiable and medical information relating to transgender and non-binary students is kept confidential in accordance with applicable state, local, and federal privacy laws. Staff or educators shall not disclose any information that may reveal students' gender identity to others, including parents or guardians and other staff, unless the student has authorized such disclosure. The information is contained in school records requested by a parent or guardian, or there is another compelling need. This disclosure must be discussed with the student prior to any action. Wow. So your child has to approve this before you find out. In order for you to know this information, if you have a kid and you want to find out this information, the child has to get approval first. So now the schools can dictate what they have more like. They're having the kids have more say than the parents. They're keeping they're encouraging to keep the parents in the dark, to keep kids' parents in the dark. I'm sorry, and they're secretly allowing these kids to identify as a different gender or whatever it is inside the school. If they want to identify as non-binary or whatever it is, uh, they cannot like the parents cannot know this unless the student gets approval. This is crazy. This is indoctrination at its finest right here. You can't have communism without the kids. Remember that. You must have the kids, get a hold of the kids before you fully implement communism on America. And this is sad because, look, I don't have any children. I've made this known. And I'm not having any children, but this is where we're headed as a country. And this is why it's important for us to expose this nonsense. It's important for me, for people like myself and others who are on these platforms to expose this and parents to know what's going on in their schools. I'm sure my mother would have liked to known in the past if I was identifying as something else. If I was identifying, if I was transitioning in the school, within the school, like my name and all that, my pronouns, my mother should know that. There's no reason why that they should have to come to me first, or that my parents need to be kept in the dark of this nonsense. This is crazy, guys. So look, we see that this agenda is far and wide. It goes deeper than just selling some clothes, some merchandise at a store. These companies have deep ties to these organizations. And it's up to us to expose it and to push back on this nonsense. That's why it's important for you to vote in your school board elections. Vote for the most conservative candidate on the ballot. Even if you're not a conservative, but if your main priority is keeping this nonsense out of our schools, because this people who are common sense Democrats, people who are Republicans, who have children, even if you don't have children, you don't want your children to be indoctrinated with this LGBTQ agenda. So that's why I vote in every school board election. Like I said, if you're not if you're not way to the right, but you want common sense in schools, you want to keep this stuff out of schools, it's important to vote for somebody who's going to push back on this. And this was very effective in the town I live in. Well, we now have a 5-2 majority on the school board as conservative. 5-2. Even when we had a 4-3 majority, it changed the game. We were able to kick this nonsense out of schools, this gender stuff out of our classrooms, out of the classrooms. We were able to push back on it and get rid of this nonsense. So now we have an even bigger majority, and we're going to push back even more on this nonsense. That's why it's important to vote in these elections. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.